In this video, I'm going to do a step-by-step beginner tutorial on how to trade futures contracts on Phemex. If you're still relatively new to Phemex, I do have a step-by-step beginner tutorial where I cover the spot market as well as some of the basic functions on the platform. And I'll be sure to leave a link for that video in the description down below for anyone that might find that helpful. In this video, I'm going to get straight into the futures trading. I'll show you how to transfer your assets from your spot account and into your contract account. Then I'll take you to the futures market, show you the different pairings, as well as get you familiar with the user interface. After that, I'll show you how to change your margin mode as well as adjust your leverage. Then I'll demonstrate some trades going long and short using market orders, limit orders, and how to set up some take profits and stop losses. All of that and more with some tips and tricks along the way. If this is your first time signing up on Phemex, I left you a link in the description of this video as well as in the pinned comment down below. Phemex is often running promotions for people who are signing up for the first time. These can be airdrops, mystery boxes, deposit bonuses, giveaways, and more. If you use my link when signing up, you'll be eligible for the current promotion, whatever that might be by the time you're watching this video. You'll also be supporting my channel at no extra cost to you. This video is not financial advice. This video is for educational purposes only. Always do your own research before ever using a crypto exchange, including Phemex. I also left you some timestamps in the description down below, so at any point feel free to skip ahead to a section that might be most relevant to you. Aside from that, don't forget to hit subscribe and tick that bell for future content, and don't forget to leave me a like. Let's get into the video. If you click on my link in the description of this video or in the pinned comment down below, you should be redirected to this page right here. And as you can see, at the time of recording, Phemex is doing a 1 million PT airdrop and $50 in welcome rewards for anybody that signs up using my link. PT is an exchange token that Phemex is about to launch, so it'll be interesting to see how well that token does in the future. The promotion here could be different by the time you're watching this video. But in the past, I've seen Phemex do some really nice deposit bonuses, giveaways, mystery boxes, and more. If you sign up with my link down below, you'll be eligible for whatever their current promotion is by the time you're watching this video. If you scroll down this page a little bit, you'll find some basic tasks where you can earn some additional tether bonuses, and down here you'll find some challenge tasks as well. To find the terms and conditions, you'll find that right down here, and they have a frequently asked questions section here as well. When you're ready to sign up, just come right up here, top right hand side of the screen, and click on register now. On this page here, you can create an account by putting in an email address and coming up with a good password. Alternatively, you can sign up with Google, Wallet Connect, and MetaMask. I just simply used an email when I was creating my account. You'll also notice right here at the time of recording, if you register and mint your Soul Pass to Phemex Web 3, that you can earn an additional 2,550 Phemex tokens for trading contracts. And these are additional PT tokens on top of the PT airdrop. Before trading on the contract futures market, you'll have to transfer your funds from your spot account and into your futures account. Now, if you're still relatively new to Phemex and you haven't bought any crypto or haven't deposited any crypto assets onto the Phemex platform, I cover how to get all that done in my Phemex step-by-step beginner tutorial. I also cover the spot market in that video as well. So I'll leave a link for that video in the description down below for anyone that might find that helpful. In this video, I'll be focusing on the contract trading. To transfer assets from your spot account and into your contract account, just come right up here, top right hand side, and hover over assets. In this drop down menu, click right here on contract account. At the top right hand side of this page, you'll find a transfer button right here. You'll also notice a transfer button next to each of these assets down below. If you'd like to trade any of the tether pairings on Phemex, you'll have to transfer tether from your spot account and into your contract account. And keep in mind, when you're trading the tether pairings, all profits and losses will be settled in tether. So you'll no longer be exposed to the volatility of the underlying asset when closing your positions using the tether pairings. If you want to trade any of the Bitcoin or Ethereum inverse perpetual swaps, you'll have to transfer either one of those assets into your contract account. But keep in mind that when you're trading an inverse perpetual swap, that all profits and losses will be settled in the underlying asset. So if you were going to be trading Bitcoin that way, you'd have to transfer Bitcoin into your Bitcoin contract account, and then your profits and losses would be settled in Bitcoin. So you'll still be exposed to the volatility of Bitcoin even after settling your position. Typically, I don't mind using those pairings when the market is generally bullish. That way I'm still exposed to the asset as the price generally increases over time. In a neutral to bear market, I'm happy to trade the tether pairings. That way, when I settle my positions, I'm no longer exposed to the volatility of the underlying asset. For this tutorial, I'll go ahead and demonstrate with the tether pairings. So I'm going to go ahead and transfer some tether into my contract account by coming over here on the right hand side and clicking on transfer in. And you'll get this little pop-up window here. And as you can see, I'm set up to transfer tether from the spot account and into the contract account. You'll be able to see your available balance right here. So if you'd like, you can type in a custom amount to transfer in this box right here. Or if you'd like to transfer all of it in, just come over here, click on all, then click on confirm. And just like that, I transferred tether from spot and into contract. So I'll go ahead and close this out. And you can see the tether right here. In the future, when you'd like to transfer assets out of contract and back into spot, you can use the transfer out button over here on the right hand side. Now that I have some tether in my contract account, I'm ready to trade on the contract futures market. So to get into those markets, we'll come right up here where it says contract, and right at the top is where you'll find your perpetual contracts using USDT as margin. If you're trading the coin margin pairings, you'd select this option right down below. For this tutorial, I'll be clicking up here. And that'll bring you into the contract user interface. Up here at the top left-hand side of the chart is where you'll be able to find your different pairings. Just simply give this a click. Then you'll get a drop-down menu with all the different pairings that you can trade on the Phemex futures market. Simply click on the pairing that you wish to trade. I'll go ahead and click here on the Ethereum USDT pairing. And as you can see, I just changed the pairing to ETH versus USDT. To get it back to Bitcoin, I'll just click right here, and then I'll click on Bitcoin. As easy as that. Right here, we have the price action chart, showing us the asset's performance over a selected time frame. And you'll be able to find your time frames right up here, top left-hand side of the chart. You can see that I'm currently set to a daily time frame. This means that each one of these candlesticks down below represents a day of time. If you want to change the time frame, just click on the time frame that you wish to view. So let's go ahead and click here on the 4-hour. And now I've changed the chart to a 4-hour time frame. Now each candlestick represents 4 hours of time. If you want to find additional time frames, just come right up here to this tiny little triangle. It'll drop down, and here's where you'll find additional time frames. So I'll go ahead and switch us back to a daily here. This chart is powered by TradingView, so you're going to have access to some drawing tools as well as some basic indicators from TradingView. You'll find your drawing tools over here on the left-hand side of the chart, and beside each drawing tool is a tiny little arrow. If you give that a click, it'll expand into a drop-down menu where you'll find additional drawing tools. If you'd like to make a little tab of some of your favorite drawing tools, you can do that by highlighting this little star next to the drawing tool that you wish to save. So let's go ahead and do a trend line. We'll come back in here and we'll do a horizontal line. Let's come over here and do a Fibonacci retracement. We'll highlight the star next to Fib. Then we'll come down here. Let's go ahead and do a brush because I'll be using that later in this tutorial. And we'll go ahead and add a rectangle as well. When I close this out, you can see that I built a little tab of some of my favorite drawing tools, and you can move this tab anywhere on the chart that you like it. You can find some basic indicators if you come right up here to this little icon and give it a click. Then you'll get this pop-up window where you'll find some basic indicators from TradingView. And you can scroll through them with the wheel of your mouse and just left click on the indicator that you wish to add to the chart. If there's something specific that you're looking for, you can search for it in the search bar. So let's go ahead and do a MACD like so. And I can see the MACD right here, so I'll go ahead and give that a click and close this out. And as you can see, I just added the moving average convergence divergence down below. At any point, if I want to get rid of that, I can come over here and click this little X. And as you can see, I just removed the MACD. As easy as that. If you'd like to adjust the appearance of your chart, just simply right click on it, then come down here and click on settings. Then you'll get a pop-up window where you can adjust some of the chart settings. I like to come into appearance by clicking on the appearance tab. And the first thing I like to do is get rid of the vertical grid lines and the horizontal grid lines. They're just not doing anything for my trading style. So to do that, we'll click on this little box next to vertical grid lines. Then we'll come down here and drag the opacity down to 0. I'll do the same for horizontal, just like so. Next, I like to make the background a little bit darker by clicking on this box right here next to where it says solid. Then selecting a darker color from this color palette. And as you can see, I've adjusted the appearance of the chart in the background. And there's other things you can do in here as well. If you'd like to add a gradient, you can click here where it says solid, select gradient, and now you can even choose 2 different colors. We can come to this box here, maybe choose a gray color, click on this right here, go to a darker color. Now as you can see, I added a gradient to the chart in the background. So take some time, come on in here and get this chart looking exactly the way that you like it. If at any point you'd like to restore the chart to its default settings, just come down here, click where it says template, then click on apply defaults. Now as you can see, I restored the chart back to its default settings. So I'm going to quickly retrace my steps here. I'm going to go ahead and make the background darker, get rid of these vertical grid lines like so, do the horizontals. Then once you get the chart looking the way that you like it, just come down here and click on OK. For charting and technical analysis, I like to go straight to TradingView. Now quickly bring it into frame. Here on TradingView, you'll have access to more indicators, more data, you can backtest trading strategies, look at different asset classes. There's a heck of a lot more that you can do with TradingView directly. And TradingView is free to use. The free version has some pop-up advertisements that can be a little bit distracting, but aside from that, it works perfectly fine. My version of TradingView is a paid version, so at any point, if you'd like to try one of their paid plans, you can do that for free for up to 30 days. Then you can make an informed decision if TradingView is a good fit for you or not. So I'll leave a link for TradingView in the description of this video as well as in the pinned comment down below. I also have a step-by-step beginner tutorial on how to set up and use TradingView. So I'll leave a link for that video in the description down below for anyone that might find that helpful. Now I'll bring Phemex back into frame. Next to the price action chart is where you'll find your order book. And the order book is showing you where market participants have placed their short orders, their long orders, or their take profit levels. And they're doing this by placing limit orders, which I'll be demonstrating in this tutorial. On the top side of the order book in red, we can see all the price points that market participants have placed their short orders or their take profits for their long positions. Down here in green, we can see all the price points that market participants have placed their long orders or their take profits for their short orders. When a trader comes along and executes a market order, they're matched up with the best available price off the order book and the trade is executed immediately. And you can see those trades happening in real time right down here in recent trades. You'll see all the sells coming in red and all the buys coming in green. During volatile market conditions, this panel will become quite active. And next to the order book is where you'll find your order panel, where you can go long and short using limit orders, market orders, and you can set up some take profits and stop losses as well. And I'll be demonstrating that in this tutorial. And over here above the chart is where you're going to find your funding rate. And you can see at the time of recording that the funding rate is a positive 0.01%. This means that anybody holding long positions are paying that funding rate to anybody holding a short position. If you ever see a negative funding rate, that means that people holding short positions are paying the funding rate to anybody holding long positions. And you can see that there's funding periods, and you'll find a countdown timer for the funding period right beside the funding rate. And sometimes this funding rate can get quite high, making it expensive to hold on positions, whether you're long or short. So it's always a good idea to check out what the funding rate is at. Right up above your order panel is where you're going to find your margin mode as well as your leverage. You can see in my case here that this is currently set to cross margin using 10x leverage for long positions and short positions. If you'd like to adjust your margin mode as well as your leverage, we'll just go ahead and give this box a click. Then you'll get a pop-up window where you can change your margin mode as well as adjust your leverage. Phemex will also be giving you a little description of what each margin mode is right here. And as you can see for cross margin, that Phemex is going to be using your entire contract balance as collateral across all of your positions. So if you get liquidated using cross margin, you're going to be losing your entire contract account balance. You also have the option of choosing isolated margin mode by clicking right here. And as you can see, in isolated margin mode, each position's margin is independent of one another. In the event of liquidation, you will lose the margin on that particular position. So you're not going to lose your entire account balance, just what you put into that position as collateral will be lost if that position gets liquidated. Being that this is a beginner's tutorial, I'll use isolated margin mode for the duration of this tutorial. Right here's where you can adjust your long leverage, so that's if you're betting on the price to go up, and you can see that this is currently set to 10x leverage. Yes, leverage can maximize your gains, but it's very important to understand that leverage also maximizes your losses or gets you completely liquidated. The more leverage that you use, the easier it is to get liquidated, and it can happen faster than a fart in a hurricane. So always be mindful that leverage can be very risky. To adjust it, you can just type in a custom amount if you wish. And alternatively, you can use this slider bar down below. Let's go ahead and take that back to 2x, just like so. We can adjust our short leverage down here as well. So we'll just slide this back to 2x, just like so. Once you choose your margin mode, as well as the leverage you'd like to use, just come down here and click on confirm. Now when we come back up to the order panel, you can see that I changed the margin mode to isolated margin, and I adjusted the leverage to 2x for long positions and 2x for short positions. First, I'll demonstrate a market order, and these order types are nice and simple. They'll execute immediately at the best available price off of the order book. Whether you're betting on the price to go up with a long position or betting on the price to go down with a short position. With market orders, you will pay a higher fee, and that's because you're removing liquidity off of the order book. So in other words, you're a market taker. And you will be charged a higher fee for the convenience of your position filling right away. When you're using a limit order and placing your order onto the order book, you're a market maker because you're providing liquidity to the book. And exchanges will usually incentivize traders to be market makers by charging a smaller fee for limit orders, which I'll be demonstrating next. If you'd like to learn more about your fees, you can come over here where it says fee level, hover over top of it, and you can see right here that maker orders are 0.01%, so that's limit orders, and taker orders are 0.06%, so that's market orders. These fees could be different by the time you're watching this video, so it's never a bad idea to have a look and see what your current fees are at. To place a market order, just come up here and click on market. Next, you need to choose the size of the position that you wish to open, and you can do that in this box right here. And you can see in my case here that this box is quoted in Bitcoin. If you want to switch this to Tether, just click right here and then select Tether in this little drop-down menu. Now you can see this box is quoted in Tether. You'll be able to see your available balance right here, so you'll know exactly what you're working with. So if you'd like to type in a custom size, you could do so by just typing it in like so. And alternatively, you can use this little slider bar down below. So if I was to slide this up to 50%, that would put 50% of my available balance into this position. If I slid this all the way up to 100%, that would put 100% of my available balance into this position. Now you'll notice down here that if I was to put 100% of my available balance in this position, that my position size would be 58 Tether. And that's because I'm on 2x leverage. You'll notice if I adjust the leverage, let's say I adjust this up to 5x, like so, and I'll do the same for short, and I'll click on confirm. Now you can see that my position size would be 146 Tether. So the collateral I'd be putting in this position would be 29 Tether for a position size of 146 Tether. So as you can see, leverage has the potential to maximize your gains by increasing your position size. Just always keep in mind that the more leverage that you use, the easier it is to lose money and get liquidated. So just be very careful with leverage. So now that I have this order set up the way that I want it, I would just come down here and click on open long. Then you'll get an order confirmation pop-up window where you can confirm the details of your position. And you'll see right here that Phemex is estimating your liquidation price. So you can see in my case here, that would be 30,030. So if this trade goes against me and the price of Bitcoin comes down to 30,030, this position would get liquidated and I would lose all the collateral that I put into this position because I'm using isolated margin. If I was using cross margin, my entire account balance would get liquidated. Now, I'll also point out that the more leverage that you use, the closer your liquidation price is going to be to your opening price. And I'll quickly show you that. So you can see right here that my leverage is 5x and my liquidation price is 30,000. Watch what happens when I adjust the leverage. I'll go ahead and cancel this. I'll come back up here to adjust my leverage. And I'll just go ahead and slide this all the way up to 25x. Now I'll click on confirm and confirm once more. Now when I come back up here to the order panel and open the long position, you can see that my estimated liquidation price is now way up at 36,000, which is much closer to the price point that I'm opening this position than it was when I was using 5x leverage. So if the price of Bitcoin reached 36,000, This position would get liquidated and I would lose all the collateral that I put into the position. So as you can see, the more leverage that you use, the easier it is to get liquidated. So I'll just go ahead and cancel this one more time. We'll bring that leverage all the way back down to 5x. Now I'll come back up here and click on open. And if the details are what you intended, just come down here and click on confirm. And as you can see, I just opened that long position at the best available price off of the order book. And if we come up here to the chart, you'll be able to see your position in this little box right here. You can also find the details of your position if you come down here and click on open positions. And here's where you can see the details of your open position. You'll be able to see your unrealized P&L right here. So I'm totally getting wrecked right now. And you'll be able to see your realized P&L over here. Now, if you'd like to add a take profit and a stop loss to your open position, you can click right here underneath TPSL. Then you'll get this pop-up window where you can set a take profit as well as a stop loss. So let's just imagine that I'm targeting 40,000. I'll just go ahead and type that in just like so. And now down below, Phemex is estimating how much profit I would make if my target gets hit. And let's imagine that I want to set a stop loss at 36,900. I just type that in like so. And then down below, Phemex will be estimating how much you'll lose if your stop loss gets hit. Once you have your take profit and stop loss set up the way that you want it, just come down here and click on confirm. Now I've added a take profit as well as a stop loss to my position. And if I adjust this chart just slightly, you'll be able to see my take profit in this box right up here. And my stop loss is hiding behind my position right down here. So if the price of Bitcoin comes up and hits 40,000, my position is going to be closed in a profit. If the price of Bitcoin goes against me and hits my stop loss, I'll be removed from this position in a slight loss. If you'd like to cancel your take profit and stop loss, you can do that by clicking on this little X inside these boxes, like so. So there goes my take profit. And alternatively, you can come down here, click where it says conditional order, and then right over here on the right hand side, you'll be able to cancel your take profits and stop losses. So I'll go ahead and cancel this stop loss by clicking right here on cancel. And just like that, I got rid of the stop loss. If you'd like to manually close your position, you just come over here, click on the open positions tab, and over here on the right hand side, you can close the position as a limit order, so you can specify a price that you wish to close the position. But if you want to close the position right away, you can click right here on market. You'll get this pop-up window here. You can choose how much of the position you wish to close with this slider bar. And if you want to close all of it, just leave that at 100% and click on confirm. And as you can see, I just closed my position. Now I'll show you how you can open a short position with a market order, but this time I'll show you how you can set a take profit and a stop loss when you're opening the position. So what we'll do is we'll come back up here to the order panel and we'll click on market. Next, we'll choose the size of our position in this box right here by typing it in, or we can just simply use this slider bar. Next, we'll come down here where it says TPSL. And this time, I'll be opening a short position, betting on the price to go down. So to set up my take profit and stop loss for this short position, I'm going to check this box right here. Now I can enter my take profit into this box right here, and my stop loss into this box right here. Let's just imagine that I'm targeting 35,000. Maybe I think the price of Bitcoin is going to come down to 35,000. And for my stop loss, let's just imagine that I want to set this at 38,100, just in case the trade goes against me. Now I can see what my potential take profit will be right here if my take profit target gets hit, and I can see how much I'm going to lose if my stop loss gets hit. Once you have the order set up the way that you want it, just come down here and click on open short. Then you'll get your order confirmation pop-up window, so confirm the details are what you intended. You'll be able to see your take profit right here, and you'll be able to see your stop loss right here. So if everything's looking the way that you wanted it, just come down here and click on confirm. Now, as you can see, that short position filled immediately at the best available price off of the order book. And Phemex instantly added my take profit right here at 35,000 and my stop loss right here at 38,100. So if the price of Bitcoin was to roll over and come down to 35,000, that's going to hit my take profit, and I'll be closing my position in a small profit. If the price of Bitcoin goes against me and continues to the upside, hitting 38,100, Phemex will close this position in a small loss. You can find the details of your position if you come down here and click on Open Positions. If you want to see the details of your take profit and stop loss, you can come over here and click on Conditional Orders. And here's where you'll see the details of your take profit as well as your stop loss. If you want to cancel those, just come over here on the right hand side and click on Cancel. And as you can see, I just removed that take profit and stop loss. If you want to close the position manually, just come over here, click on Open Position. And over here on the right hand side is where you'll find your options for closing your positions. Once again, you have the limit option, but if you want to close the position right away, you can use the market option. Now I'm going to be covering limit orders next. So for this demonstration, I'll go ahead and just click on Market, and I'll go ahead and just close the entire position by clicking on Confirm. And as you can see, I just closed that position at the best available price off of the order book. Now I'll demonstrate a limit order. And these order types can give you the ability to be a little bit more strategic by choosing price points that you wish to open a long position, as well as price points that you wish to open a short position. But you do need the price of the asset to reach your order price before the order will fill and execute. You can also save on fees by using limit orders because you're placing these limit orders onto the order book for all to see. So in other words, you're providing liquidity to the order book, and this makes you a market maker. And as I was mentioning earlier in this tutorial, exchanges like to incentivize traders to be market makers by charging smaller fees for limit orders. To place a limit order, just come over here to the order panel and click on Limit. And I'll demonstrate with a long position first. So betting on the price to go up. The first thing I need to do is choose a limit price. And this is going to be a price point that I want to place my long order at. So let's head on over here to the chart. And let's imagine that we're viewing this through the lens of a bull. We can see that Bitcoin has been making some really nice moves to the upside lately. And perhaps we believe that the price of Bitcoin is going to continue to the upside. But maybe there's going to be a shallow little pullback before Bitcoin makes its real move. Maybe we're looking somewhere down around the top of this bull flag right here. So what I'll do is I'll grab a horizontal here for my little drawing tab, and let's go ahead and mark a spot on the chart, maybe somewhere right up here around these wicks. Something like this. Now I can see a price point on the y-axis of the chart coming in at 36,027. And maybe I want to place an order to open a long position at that price point. So we'll head back on over here to the order panel, and I'll type that into limit price. We'll go ahead and type in 36,027. Next, you need to choose the size of your position, so you can type a custom amount into this box here. And alternatively, you can just use this slider bar. I just have a tiny bit of tether here, so I'll go ahead and just slide that up to 100%. But normally, you don't want to be putting 100% of your balance into any trades. Choose your position sizes wisely. The next thing that I like to do with limit orders is I like to come down here and check the post only box. This means that my limit orders can only be filled as a maker order, which allows me to save on fees. Most of the time, when you place a limit order onto the order book, it's likely going to fill as a maker order. But there are some cases that limit orders fill as a taker order. And if they fill as a taker order, then you're not going to save on fees for using the limit order. So I like to make sure this box is checked so that my limit orders can only be filled as a maker order. If they can't be filled as a maker order, they don't fill. So now that I have this order set up the way that I want it, I'm going to come down here and click on Open Long. Then you'll get your order confirmation pop-up window, so you can confirm the details are what you intended. If they are, just come down here and click on Confirm. Now I've placed that long order onto the order book. And if we come up to the chart, we can see it inside this little box right here. So if the price of Bitcoin was to quickly pull back and hit my order level at 36,027, that's going to fill my order and put me into a long position. And then I'd be hoping for the price to bounce to the upside. You can find the details of your active orders if you come down here and click on the Active Orders tab. And here's where you'll find the details of your limit order. If at any point you'd like to cancel it and take it off the order book, just come over here on the right hand side and click on Cancel. And as you can see, I just canceled that limit order to open a long position. Now I'll show you how you can use a limit order to open a short position. But this time, I'll show you how you can add a take profit and a stop loss while you're placing this order. So to get this done, we'll come back up here to the order panel and we'll click here on limit. Now we need to choose a limit price. So this is going to be the price point that we want to place an order to open a short position. So let's head back on over here to the chart. And just for the purposes of demonstration, let's imagine that we want to place a limit order to open a short position somewhere around 40,000. So I'll just grab a horizontal here. I'll come over to the chart. I'll just mark an area somewhere up here. Something like this. Good enough for this demonstration. Now I can see a price point on the y-axis of the chart coming in at 39,999. And let's just imagine that I want to place an order to open a short position at that price point. So we'll come back over here to the order panel and we'll type that into limit price. We'll go 39,999. Next, we'll choose the size of the position that we wish to open. And before placing this order, we'll come down here and we'll check this box here beside short. If we were doing this process with a long order, we'd check this box right here. But of course, I'm demonstrating as a short order, so I'm going to click right here. Next, I need to choose the price point that I wish to take profit at. So let's just imagine that I'm targeting 36,000. I'll go ahead and type that in just like so. So if this order fills at 39,999, and then the price reverses and comes back down to 36,000, I'll be taking a profit of approximately 14 tether. Now let's imagine that I want to set my stop loss at 41,000, just in case this trade goes against me. I just type that into this box. Now I can see what my estimated loss would be if this order was to fill and price was to go against me. Once again, I'm going to make sure that the post only box is checked down below. And now that I have this order set up the way that I want it, I'll click right here on open short. Now we'll check over the details of our order. I can see right here that this take profit is going to be added if this position fills. And I can see my stop loss will be added as well. If everything's what you intended, just come down here and click on confirm. Now I've placed that limit order onto the order book to open a short position at 39,999. And once again, I can see that on the chart right here. So if the price of Bitcoin continues to the upside and hits my price point of 39,999, this order is going to fill and open me a short position. From there, I'd be looking for price action to roll over and come down to my target level right here. And if it does that, I'd be taking profit. If the price of Bitcoin continues to the upside, hitting 41,000, that's going to hit my stop loss and close my position in a small loss. You can find the details of your order if you come down here and click on active orders. And here's where you'll be able to see the details of your active order. And you'll notice right here under TPSL that I can see that a take profit will be added at 36,000 and a stop loss will be added at 41,000 if this order fills. At any point, if you'd like to cancel this, just come over here on the right hand side and click on cancel. Now, as you can see, I just removed that limit order to open a short position off of the order book. And that also canceled my take profit and stop loss as well. So as you can see, limit orders do give you the ability to be a little bit more strategic by choosing price points that you wish to open long positions and price points that you wish to open short positions. But you do need the price action to cooperate. For example, in my buying scenario, maybe Bitcoin doesn't backtest the bull flag down here. Maybe this is the breakout and Bitcoin just continues straight to the upside. Of course, I'm going to miss that trade because Bitcoin failed to retrace to my order position. So my order never filled. Or maybe Bitcoin does come down, hits my order price, my order fills, but then Bitcoin just collapses to the downside. That would obviously put this trade idea at a loss. In my short position, maybe Bitcoin begins to work its way up, but rolls over somewhere in here and then dumps to the downside. Of course, I'd miss that trade because the price of Bitcoin failed to reach my limit order up here. Or maybe Bitcoin does come up, hits my price point of 39,999, my order fills, but then Bitcoin just shreds through there and melts to the upside. In this particular situation, I would have a stop loss waiting at 41,000, so I would have been stopped out at a loss, mitigating any further losses. But some basic considerations when choosing if a limit order is appropriate for your trade idea. But that's how you can place a limit order. And there you have it. That's how you can trade futures on the Phemex crypto exchange. Don't forget to leave me a like and hit subscribe for future content. Also, feel free to check out my other Phemex tutorials, which I've put together in a playlist on my YouTube channel. Thanks so much for coming by and checking out this video. Looking forward to seeing you in the next one, and until I do, have yourself a powerful day.